Kristen O'Connell would be 54 years old if she was still alive. Instead, she remains forever young. State police say she was brutally killed when she was just 20 years old.
So this is where the story starts.
Yes, this field right here is where Kristen O'Connell's body was found.
It was the summer of 1985.
This was big news around here, yeah, absolutely. There was a huge police presence.
Madonna had launched her first concert tour, and Ronald Reagan was president.
Everybody knew that something really bad had happened.
Kristen O'Connell was a college student from Minnesota.
She's striking.
Investigators say she was in Ovid, visiting a young man she met while in spring break in Florida.
The search ended at 10 minutes after 5 when Kristen O'Connell's body was found in a cornfield off West Seneca Street in Ovid.
She had multiple stab wounds, her throat had been slit, and she was naked.
But investigators say there were no signs of sexual assault.
I think this is a random crime of opportunity, sexually motivated.
News 10 NBC obtained these pictures of the clothes Kristen was wearing when she was killed.
I think it was a very violent encounter, and I believe that Kristen fought back very violently as well. And ultimately, I think that might have motivated this person or persons to silence her.
Kristen was staying at this trailer behind the Golden Buck restaurant, less than a half-mile from where she was found dead. Around 11:30 p.m. on August 14th, she went for a walk.
Kristen would have been walking this direction on County Route 139.
She didn't take her purse and was barefoot.
And at a certain point, she turns around and then begins her trek back towards the trailer.
Shortly after midnight,
there was a loud scream that was heard. It was a high-pitched scream.
State Police investigator George Gerbic says witnesses also spotted Kristen being followed by two men.
That's the last known sighting of her alive.
Do you believe those two men are who killed her?
I do. I think those two are involved.
But investigator Gerbic says those men have never been identified. About a week after Kristen's body was found, an anonymous phone call was made to state police. Here's the audio from that phone call.
You want the guy to kill that girl? Go ahead. You look at find the Chevy, the green Chevy on Main Street, Waterloo, and you'll find him. If you open the trunk, you'll find what you want.
Troopers went to Waterloo, but never found a green Chevy.
I'm not really so sure that it was a phone call meant to help us or not.
Do you think it was someone trying to throw investigators off?
Very possible that that's exactly what happened with that call.
Investigator Gerbic believes this voice could be the killers.
In Waterloo, if you open the trunk, I'm getting out of town because I told them not to do it. I'm getting out of town.
There's no lack of suspects or leads. We have over 2,000 leads in this case.
A half-mile from the crime scene is the former Willard Psychiatric Center. In 1985, it housed hundreds of psych patients, some of them violent.
You know, at the time, the psych center was, my understanding, was overcrowded, understaffed. So that's always something that I would not want to rule out as a possibility.
Investigators say a witness also reported seeing a green or blue sedan driving slowly by Kristen as she was walking that night. That driver has also never been identified.
I think that the killers have moved, and you can rest assured that we are definitely not too far behind them.
State police say the man Kristen was visiting in Ovid and other people at the trailer that night were cleared as suspects. Next week, hear from Kristen's mother as she fights for justice. If you have any information on who killed Kristen O'Connell, call 585-398-4300. Nikki Runn, News 10 NBC.